You are listening to the game arena, where champions rise and legends are born. Runs, tackles, fights, the crowd feels the fever, dribbles past foes, 30 yards, strike like a dreamer. Turn it up now, lock in, let the battle begin. Every beat hits like a power up, pushing you to win.
Um, Our worst fear seem to be coming true right now, man. City have signed Semenyo. Deal done. He's played for them.
Yep.
And now they are very, very, very close to signing Guehi
Guehi.
from Crystal Palace for £20 million deal,
Yep.
according to the Athletic.
Mhm.
Now, Ola, in 2 weeks, it looks like Man City are expressing their full intent to push this title race till the end with you. Let's start with Man City. How can we even explain this? That they spent 200 million in the summer transfer window, and now they are spending, going after the big boys. In fact, I think the available players for transfer in England, if we were to rank the top 5 available transfers in
That's
whatever
the top two
order,
already.
Gay and
Semenyo are top two.
Antoine Semenyo would be top 2.
Yeah.
Worst case, top 3. And
Because the
I
criteria
can't
to
even
use,
explain this.
there are players that are available, right? When you think about it,
Yes,
objectively, Semenyo was available with a release clause, right?
yes,
You could make a claim for him to being the best left winger in the Premier League this season, or maybe in the last 12 to 18 months, right?
yes.
But Guehi is a player that I love, and you're fully aware of
Oh
that.
no, I know you do. I know
Yeah,
you do.
he's a player I've admired for a long, long time. He's somebody that I really wish the best for, really. It's difficult for me to
Yeah.
wish the best for a Manchester City player in the sense that this is our rival and this is a team that has cost me a lot of pains, and I'm sure
Yep.
other
They
Arsenal
have.
fans. And this is a team that they are relentless, and people tend to give all the kudos to Pep, which I find that funny, right? In the sense that if I have to design or say categorically what makes a football club at the elite level successful, is two ingredients, right? One
Yes.
is relentless management, comes from the coaching staff, right? And the
Yes.
other is the relentless pursuit of winning, and that comes only from the top management, or what do you call it, the directors or the owner, right? In the last 20, 30 years, if you want to categorize these two things I've said, right, in terms of the winning teams of the last 20 years, Roman Abramovich, Chelsea, relentless
Yes.
owner, the only thing he cares about is winning, right? So they will do whatever it takes to win. And Chelsea has been the most successful team in the last 2 decades. Real Madrid,
Yes.
fueled by the pursuit of excellence by Florentino Perez, one of the
That's true.
greatest presidents, owner, or whatever you want to categorize him as in the history of football. He's
Yep.
relentless. He wants to win. He knows how to win. He knows how to get the best in class to do the job, right?
Yes.
Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, right? It's a team that was getting groomed for him even before he arrived. The last 2 years before he arrived, and the year he went on sabbatical, that team was groomed for him because you had Soriano and Tixi Bergerstein moving from Barcelona to Manchester City and preparing and laying the foundation for this success. When you talk about Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United, the team and the ethos of that team was in the mold of the manager, Alex. There's a reason United has crumbled when there's only one person holding the fort for them. In terms of this pursuit, just imagine, City say, we've spent 450 million. City from January to the summer, they spent 450 million pounds, right?
Yes.
And they
Yes.
went again, give him another 100 million in January. After spending 450 million, Man City in 1 year have bought a whole starting 11. They
Oh
feel like
yeah.
Doku, who doesn't give numbers enough, they went in January last year and bought Mamush, right? Marmoush,
Yes.
same position. Now they've bought Semenyo. It's a relentless pursuit. There's good alignment between Manchester City as a club, Manchester City as fans, and the management. Those three things
Yes.
come together to make a successful team. The moment
Yeah.
one of those things are a little bit off, right? That is when you start seeing inconsistency at the elite level, right? Alas, Real Madrid or Liverpool, you see that. You can clearly see something is off, right? Maybe there's no faith in the coaching staff anymore, right? Maybe the fans have
Yeah.
lost belief, right? So these are things that we need to consider. I applaud Manchester City's management for doing the needful, pursuing this transfer, for trying to give their coach the best possible tool he can have. I know probably at the detriment of my beloved Arsenal, but we just have to take this on board right now and say, okay, we have the players. Like there's no player available on the market right now that we can buy that can substantially improve our team, right? Guehi won't improve Arsenal right now. It might improve Arsenal in the summer, right? When we rearrange our team and reconstruct our team.
But I
But right
think,
now,
but Antoine Semenyo would have really helped you guys as well.
I don't know. I don't know. I know you really believe so much in Semenyo. And I
I
agree that
do.
he's a very good player, but I'm not so sure he's better than what we have. I'm not sure he's better than Leandro Trossard. They're different players. If you're telling me that could the profile of Semenyo would help Arsenal, well, I agree 100%. A player who can run the channels, right, who can offer physicality, I agree with you, right? But what does that do? The problem with Arsenal is we haven't won. So it's difficult to
That's true.
quantify what will Semenyo really do. What is the impact that he's gonna have? And the only impact you and I care
And I
about
think,
right now
and I
is
think, and I think I can answer that for you. I think if you had signed Semenyo, what that would have done for Arsenal would be the whatever margin there is right now that could be a deterrent to you not winning the league. Semenyo offset it. There would be games. On that left wing, we have your guy Trossard and we have Martinelli. Now, these two guys are, they're not I don't think even you would say either one of them is a long-term solution for that left wing position for Arsenal.
I don't
But
think
the
so.
fact that they've able to go out, share that responsibility, and they've done it timely as well. Martinelli coming up with a goal against City, Trossard scoring some important goals. They've been able to. So Trossard and Martinelli, they've been able to collectively come together and interchange, come in at different points in the game to fill that left wing role. So
Yep.
my point about Antoine Semenyo, if he had came to us now, would be that you guys would be really formidable. I still think you are, right? But if he had gone to another club other than Man City, I wouldn't have any problems.
Yeah.
But the threat of City right now. Now, we've always known that they can be defensively fragile. But the addition of a Guehi to their defense line now brings a whole lot of respect
I rate
that
him, bro.
everybody we
Yeah.
do. That's the problem. I was telling you last week that Semenyo is bringing this level of defensive effort to a Man City side who aren't that good defensively, and then the following week
I think it, I think
the pursuit.
Guehi's stature in English football is about to if all the things I've seen and he's able to replicate that level at Crystal Palace at Man City, if that football he plays then translates, you're looking at
And we have no reason to believe it won't translate.
I can't even do that really. You get what I mean? I have
Yeah.
reason some players have some signs to say it won't translate, like Matthias Cunha going to Manchester United. I don't see it. I see so many faults in his game, right? Like Gyökeres coming to Arsenal, I was kind of pessimistic about that transfer, right? Because of the kind of
Yeah.
football that I've seen us play. But Guehi is good on the ball, can use both foot pretty comfortably. I think he's an actual better defender than any of their centre backs. I rate Josko Gavadio, right? When it comes to passing out from the back, it's better than 99% of defenders in the world, right?
Yeah.
Controlling the ball, doing is really good. Gavadio, but box defending is not his greatest strength. There's a reason he played at left back a lot of times under Pep already. It's a big push. I think the next 5 to 6 games or 7 games is going to be key in terms of we've seen Semenyo is immediately adapted to the team, right?
That's
And
correct. Yes.
based on the track record of Guehi already, I think Guehi is going to do the same. And it's a need, it's a position of need because he's just going to come in and pair with Kuzinov and they probably drop the young player Max Lane or something to the bench. And when Diaz comes back, and how this partnership works, Diaz is probably going to take over from Kuzinov. They have the
Yeah.
players there. The tools are there. I just think we're still slightly better than City.
You know what I
Uh,
you know what I you know what I you know what I think is
mhm.
that, as you've rightly pointed out, so Diaz would be out for the next 1 month. So that's, let's say, 4 or 5 games max, right?
Yeah, more than that.
You guys,
More
you
months.
guys have to, you guys have to create a really good distance between yourself and City in those last five, in those next 5 to 6 games. Because
We just got to
if,
win our
for
games. So.
example, yeah, if for example, you guys are like 3 points ahead of them, or maybe 2 or 1, and those guys come back and they get reinforced, that title race would be really dire for you.
Yeah, it's the pressure of
Yeah,
this,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's,
the pressure
again,
of
I
not
still
winning for
think
a long
Arsenal are the
time.
best team. I still think Arsenal is the best team in the English Premier League, in the Premier League. But then there is something about listening to that giant behind you chasing you that is very unsettling.
It's
And
it's
when
not
that
good for the
happens,
players. It's not good for the fans. It's
it's
not good
not
for any
good
of
for
us.
anybody. It's not good for anybody. Right now, at least we can comfortably say that, we expect Man City and Arsenal to slug it out till the end of the season. I don't think there's a thought, maybe Aston Villa, but I don't think they are real contenders.
I don't expect us to slug it out. I expect us to pull away. Honestly, I think there is a high chance of City dropping more points than Arsenal. But you never know with these signings, right? Like you never know how
Yes.
some players galvanize and just sometimes you just drop a
That,
piece.
that's the fear. And that's the fear with these two guys.
Yeah, but that's the
These are not just great footballers. They are
that's
like they are like pieces that fit every team. They are good culture guys. They are like good guys you root for.
yeah, but that's the uncontrollable part of football, right? Arsenal, in my opinion, and Mikel Arteta has been able to control 95, 99% of most of the things that could happen to us this season, right? We can't
Right.
control injury. We can't legislate for injuries. So what did we do? We bolstered the squad. When Saka was out, Madueke covered, right? When Odegaard was out, Bericci is covered. When Martinelli was out, Trossard played. Gyökeres was out, Merino, we use him as centre forward. So Arteta has been able to find a lot of solutions, and I think he doesn't get enough praise for this, but he's been the most consistent coach and a coach that's been able to solve more problems than most of the coaches in the league this season. And it's not as his
So
problems, he
let's
hasn't been able to solve them.
right before we end here, I want us to speak a little bit on how what the expectation for Man City should be going forward this season.
Expectation from
The
from Wood to Man City. It's just based on just you and I having
expectation
this
of
conversation.
yes, I don't think their fans put too much pressure on them. They are not like Man U, for example, where every game is scrutinized.
Nobody puts any pressure on them. Their fans don't put pressure on
And
them.
that's the point. Do they deserve a level of scrutiny and pressure, considering how much they've spent this transfer window, or in fact the last 3 transfer windows?
If I have to rank it, I would say the biggest failure this season has been Liverpool and Chelsea. Right? Liverpool won, Chelsea second. Liverpool in the sense that they came into this season with guns blazing, buying the best players that you can possibly buy out there, expensive
Yes.
acquisitions, and they've not been up to par. With the fact that earlier
In
in this
fact,
season, they weren't injured and they were still horrible. And they had a 5 point advantage over Arsenal as at maybe sixth game week or seventh game week. And it's like what, 14 points now? 13 points?
yeah,
That's
13,
an
I think 13.
an insane amount of point swing within a season. It's almost impossible. So they've been the biggest failure.
And
The
so
second biggest failure is Chelsea.
yes.
The third biggest failure, in my opinion, would be Arsenal not winning the league from this position, and the
No.
fourth will be
In
Manchester
fact,
City.
I think the third will be Man City. The three teams that have spent the most money in the past 2 to 3 years in England would be Chelsea. I don't know if this is the correct order, but I would imagine Chelsea, Man City, and Liverpool spending this season.
I think the problem with spending, when you're a team that spends every time, right? Have you noticed that the expectation is not, if you don't win, people don't press them, right? Even Chelsea, Chelsea has spent so much that we're desensitized to it. The moment Liverpool spends 500,
And that's where the question comes up. Are these teams, I mean, we know they are big clubs, but are like in the true sense of the word big club, where the expectations are so high that every activity, every spending,
get
every
towards winning
decision made
and
is geared
scrutinized.
towards winning. And the moment you fall short of winning, you get scrutinized, people get fired, people's projects get destroyed, and you have to rebuild. I don't think none of these clubs operate like that. For example, Man U spends a lot of money too, but when they don't get the results they expect, I know Man U, they've gone to the deep end this
They
this
get they get scrutinized.
in recent years. Like the attention on them is so high, but with Liverpool. I mean, we can even understand for Liverpool because they won the league last season. So you'd say, okay, maybe a down year is not the worst outcome for them. But teams like Man City went through their drop last season, but they were spending.
Spent
Chelsea,
250 million.
Chelsea have
Pep has spent
they,
Pep spent 50%, 55% of what Ateta has spent the last 6 years. He spent it in 1 year.
yeah. Whatever happened last season, everyone just moved on with their day
Yeah,
like
they're like, oh, it's
it's
fine, it's
nothing.
this. Yeah. So
So I'm saying the
you have the greatest
expectation.
manager of all time, right? You have a
I mean,
squad that has the best striker in the world. You have a squad
yes,
that's filled with incredible talent from A to Z. And
a previous Ballon d'Or winner, although
yeah,
he was injured.
now he's back.
Yeah,
So why
yeah.
is that when you look at the way news is reported, as an example, you see like maybe Arsenal draw a game or they bottle it. When City draws a game, it's
So that's my point. This season, I'm saying this season, from January going forward, if in the next 10 games, City
what else do
lose
they
two or
need?
three games.
What else do they need?
That's what I'm saying. What else do you need?
Yeah. Like
What else do you need?
I'm an Arsenal fan. You telling me that we should have signed Semenyo, I'm like, maybe. Like because I'm like,
What else do you need?
maybe because we have a lot of players. Eze can't even get a game.
What else do they need
What else do you
for there to be a reckoning at the end of this season if they fall short both in the Premier League and the UCL? On paper, they have very likely the most expensive team in England and
I'll
maybe
tell
in
you
Europe.
I'll tell you when the things will start changing. Things will start changing. This is my prediction, right, for the future. Like I can't see the future, but this is just based on the information we have. The moment Arsenal wins something big, right, the Chelsea fan base are gonna lose their mind. The Liverpool fan base are gonna lose their mind. United are already under pressure. They would be under 5 times more pressure because I'm telling you, there's a team called Arsenal, and that team is a team that everybody used to console themselves in the banter era. You get what I mean? They'll be like, if Man U is bad, Man U be like, at least we picked up a trophy. At least we're not that bad, even when they're bad. If Chelsea are bad, oh, we're better than Arsenal. Go online, go on Twitter right now. Chelsea are
Oh, no,
losing.
no, listen.
They will lose a game, right, against Arsenal, and they'll be putting up Esteval comps and Caicedo comps, and now Reece James won man of the match in a game that you didn't win. This is what we used to do 10 years ago.
Yes. So, Kola, let's wrap it there. The bottom line here is if Man City,
We need to put expectation on them.
yes, there has to be like there is a part of us that wants to put that same expectation on Chelsea because they've spent a boatload of money.
Yep.
But because we can understandably see that those players are still very, very young, and this iteration of the Chelsea team, they've stripped away the
There's
leaders,
there's no stability. There's no stability. It's
and
difficult to
there's no
try.
stability. So we can give
Yeah.
them. we can give them a pass. But this Man City team, and the reason we'd give a Liverpool a pass is that they won the league last season.
And they've been so
This
bad.
Liverpool team,
They've been so
yes, and they've
bad.
been so
What else?
bad. So,
Yeah.
but this Man City team, they have like, bro, we can pick two world-class squad
I'll ask
from.
you this question. If Arsenal came second last season, City came third, and the difference between both clubs in terms of points was like 3 points or 4 points or so. Why is the when this season started, why is the expectation and all the pressure still on Arsenal to win the league and not Manchester City?
Yeah, because their history is so big, and they've won four on the bounce. So you can
If
still
Mad,
give
if
them
Mad,
some latitude.
yeah, I'm not. No, no, I'm
But
not
I'm
saying
saying
don't
to
give
you,
them latitude. I'm saying why is the expectation not City needs to win the league? You can give them latitude. You can
because
say
they won four on the bounce. Okay, and you haven't won one since 2004. The point here is they've spent so much money despite having a very solid team. Whatever the excuses are, some players are not they are now way past their prime. There's no they can't no, you have a very expensive squad.
that you
And
keep
in
adding,
addition
keep
to
adding.
that, keep adding to it. And at some point, I think it is fair to look the great Pep and say, yo, bro,
Find solution.
what is
Bring it.
happening?
Yeah, don't just buy. Solve the problem.
You keep buying. You keep buying.
I like a small
What's
squad.
the solution?
I like a small squad. I like a small squad. You
Bro, thank you for bringing like a small squad. I saw a tweet here. Let me read it to you. Where is this tweet? This guy, let's see. Bro, thank you for bringing up that I like a small squad thingy. This guy made a tweet, and it can't be any more accurate on the feeling that they've spent so much money in the last 18 months. So this is it. This person is Stephen on Twitter. He said, last season, when Pep was worried about City's chances of qualifying for the UCL, they went out and spent 200 million euros on Marmoush, Kusanov, Gonzalez, Rice, and others. At the start of this season, they signed Cherky and Reinders and even blocked Newcastle from signing Trafford.
James
When
Trafford.
it became clear, yes, from James Trafford, when it became clear that signing Trafford was a mistake, they simply went out and signed Donnarumma instead. Trafford now sits on the bench when he could have been a guaranteed starter at Newcastle. I
Yep.
don't know about that, but now in January, Pep is concerned about missing out on the title for his second consecutive season. What does he do? What he does, he said what he does best. He spends again over 100 million euros sanctioned on Semenyo and Guehi,
I don't
with
think
the
they are.
latter reportedly handed a weekly wage of around 350,000 euros. No club can operate like this in consecutive seasons, except that lot on the other side of London, and I think that
London,
might be
Chelsea.
Chelsea, right? And still, there is no word on the outcome of their 115 financial charges. Most media outlets barely care anymore. The few that try to discuss it seem to be conveniently silenced. Yet, this is the team the rest of the league cannot stop fawning over. Even Liverpool fans are busy praising them. The league is cooked. Bro, they have spent so much money back to back to back.
The argument City fans will give you is the win, which is true. But
So what
then
if they go trophyless this season? What happens?
it takes time, right? At the point you start seeing them, people, if they don't win, some people in the fan base will tell you pep out. I can guarantee you. You see, fans, all football fans, 90% of football fans are the same. We adjust to our circumstances. Will you ever believe that?
That's a lot of money, man.
No, no, will you ever believe that Chelsea fans will be this way? Look at the way Chelsea fans are now. They talk about standards and everything. Fans don't set any standards. They don't have any power, especially with clubs that are owned by like a different entity. They're not like fans' own club. I think Barcelona and Real Madrid are still fan owned, right? They still do elections
Yep.
to get their president. Yeah, so those are different institutions. The moment Madrid or Barca sell those clubs, it's not the same thing anymore because you can't dictate anything. And the problem with football is you can't change teams, right? It's like you're wedded to
Yeah.
one team for the rest of your life, right? So you're gonna buy their jersey, you're still gonna go watch their games. So there is no incentive to improve performance if I'm still gonna get the same bottom line, right? So it's it's a
Looking at the I'm looking at the wage deals for the wage structure for Man City
I
players.
think they have 12 players in the top 30 highest paid player in the Premier League. They have 12 or so.
Bro, Erling Haaland,
500
525k.
plus 500,000 in bonus.
Bernardo Silva, £300,000
Yes.
per week. Omar Mamouche,
Team
295.
95,
John
yeah.
Stones,
250.
250. Donnarumma, 250. Ruben Diaz,
250.
250.
Yeah.
Tijani Reinders, 230.
You forgot about Grealish. Grealish is 3 something
Bro,
and it's on loan. Well, how much is Tijani Reinders?
230.
Yeah, it makes more than Declan Rice and all these guys.
Bro,
It makes more than Rodri.
yeah, Rodri is 220.
Yeah, because he hasn't signed a new contract. If he didn't get injured, he was supposed to sign last season. He hasn't signed a new contract. He will be on like 400 or 500 if that sign. What we're talking about. You pay these guys exorbitant amount of money, some of them to even
Bro,
sit on the bench. This is the first time in my probably in like 20 years that Arsenal are doing the same thing. We bought Eze for 65 million pounds and is second option to Odegaard and is sitting on the bench.
all I'm saying is, at some point, the expectations have to match the spending.
It's
This level of spending,
it's the
this level of
analysis.
spending,
It's the analysis that just kills me. When Arsenal 22-23 with Mikel Arteta, a young coach that's like his third year in management, was competing against Pep, and he had Partey injured, Saliba injured, Saliba and Tomiyasu injured in the same match when we played Sporting Lisbon in the Europa League, right? Nobody gives, nobody cares, right? Nobody's
bro,
saying, oh,
bro.
the squad is depleted. You having Rob Holding deputizing for Saliba. The moment Pep has difficulties, and as great as he is, this is the only issue I have against him. He's never been in a situation where he's not the person who has the most resources, right? He's never been at Barcelona. Even when he was at Barcelona, he had everything at his disposal.
We probably need to speak about
Joseph
the Pep.
Guardiola. What you need to know is the teams that he also have are teams that they are ready to back him.
Yes.
The most privileged coaches ever, Pep and Don Carlo. You see those two? If you go check Ancelotti's career, bro. The kind of teams
No,
that
of course.
Don Carlo
But like
coach.
no, I don't think Don Carlo has ever been at the club where he has the power to say, yo, get me that, and that.
I don't even think Pep does that
That's
too. I don't think Pep says
no, no,
get me
no,
that, and that.
no,
I don't think so.
no, 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 no. Pep would have more power selecting or having concrete recommendations for the players he wants.
Every coach
Don
does
Carlo
that.
wanted Don Carlo wanted Harry Kane 2 years ago, 3 years ago at
Who did they
Madrid.
give him?
We gave him Joselu.
Yeah, but you give him Mbappe a year later. What are
We
we
gave him
talking here?
Joselu. We gave him Joselu, bro. I'm saying to you, there is a level of diplomatic enjoyment
Hmm.
that Honorable Pep has
No, but I think he
that
only has
needs
that
to
at
be
Man
spread.
City. I don't think when you are in Barca
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
all
yes.
these
That's
other
correct.
teams,
He has that.
there's
He has that at Man City, not at Bayern, not at Barca,
no, there's always
but at
somebody
Man
else
City,
in the room that's gonna tell you what the hell are you talking about in
bro.
those
At Man
clubs.
City, this
It's
level of
absolute.
if Mourinho had like half of this at Man U,
Yeah, but he did at
they won't be
Chelsea.
where they are right now.
He did at Chelsea.
I'm saying, bro, not to this level, bro. Not to
Not to
this
that
level.
level, bro. Have you ever heard Mourinho with the quote that when Abramovich said,
Get
"Who
me
is this
Drogba.
Drogba?" He said,
Get me Drogba. I get.
"Don't
Bro,
talk."
you are getting Drogba. You are getting in just this January, bro. You are getting two best players from two Premier League teams.
Yeah, yeah, but Chelsea were the
That's never
original.
happened before.
Chelsea
No,
were
no,
the
no, 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 no. Bro,
bro. Don't argue.
wait. Crystal Palace, calm down. Crystal Palace and Bournemouth
Hmm.
are like probably they are top 10 in the league. You are going to encroach their best players
Okay,
in January.
it's nothing new. It's nothing different from
I know
what.
it's nothing new. We are
what
saying
Man
we are
United
doing
used
it
to
to
do.
two different clubs.
I'm fine with you doing it. I just want expectations to be set correctly.
That's where I am too. That's where I am.
Yeah, it's like,
At
what
this
can we
point,
do?
you can't go to you can't go the season trophyless and then we just look away. At this point, that's not good enough. Can we agree that on
Yeah,
that?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That can never be good enough. They're probably gonna
Bro,
play us. The first chance to win a trophy is probably gonna be Arsenal. So that's gonna be interesting. Yeah,
God. God. You guys
yeah.
are set up for dragging me. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
The,
Oh my
the,
drag you.
in fact, the entire season is gonna be a competition between Arsenal and City. I think so. I think we might meet in the
I
FA
swear.
Cup again. I think we might meet in the
Bro.
Champions League knockouts. We could end up playing City like 6, 7 times this season. You think
I
like,
wish you guys all the best. I do. Because at this point, I don't even think people will be no one would be surprised now if the season goes the way it goes and you guys don't win the league. This is serious.
yeah, yeah,
This is
you're not
serious.
buying players to. Typically in this situation, what would Arsenal do? Arsenal will go get like an older player that they can loan or they can buy for a little amount of money. You're buying players that are just about to hit their prime. Yeah. Semenyo is about
They
to
are
hit his prime.
heading, they are heading into their prime.
The right
Yes.
age, the right development. You're not too insecure about your surroundings anymore.
The rich is getting richer
Yeah.
and God
We
bless the poor.
Ateta just gotta do the job. You gotta finish the job.
Yeah.
A little bit of
No
luck
excuses.
along the way. Just get it done.
Yeah. No
We have the
excuses.
faith
No
in you.
excuses.
Get the job done,
No
and it's
excuses.
gonna it's gonna be poetic if he's even gonna do it against Pep. It's gonna be so beautiful if
Yes.
if he's able to deny Pep all the trophies. This is deserves that.
I still believe Arsenal are the best team, but man, you have a fight, man.
Yeah, keep
Well,
fighting, bro. Let's
let's wrap it up there, man.
let's end it here. We'll be back tomorrow
We'll
for more
chat again.
content.
Chat again soon.
All right,
Yep.
guys. Thank you, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the content, and stay blessed. Bye.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.